If I could describe my life's journey in one sentence or one word, honestly, I would say momentum. Momentum is a word that has been attached to my life since I was very, very young. Understanding it, understanding the power of momentum, being able to build momentum within others. It can affect you and how you can affect others with your own momentum and make it to whatever heights you decide to put your mind to.
Relocating takes adaptability and building momentum and striving for your dreams. That's what the artist KVon Suede has learned from living in Ghana. From Colorado, KVon Suede is a content creator and rapper, showcasing his life in Ghana whilst releasing music, all while focusing on building momentum. Akwaba to summertime.
Today, I'm here with an amazing content creator who is also a musician. And just recently, I've been able to interview his mom, so I'm just giving little hints there. I would love to welcome the awesome musician content creator, Mr. KVon. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Now it's good to talk to you again because we've had an interview last time when I was younger. So
It's been like 2 years. I feel
2 years.
You were probably like 10, 11?
10.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years is the seeing the growth,
Yep.
over time, you going back to the US and all the amazing things that you've done.
Thank you.
It's just, it inspires me. So
Appreciate that. Thank you. Now, I always like to start at the beginning. So, what was your whole childhood like, and what led you to come here?
okay, so my childhood, shout out my parents for just showing me the way to go about things. I was always taught right from wrong. I was taught to respect people. I was taught to, show love, and, the things that you put time into, you get it back. So, I had a great childhood and grew up in church. I've been to a lot of churches in my life. How I ended up coming to Ghana was actually my mother decided that she wanted to come here. We didn't even have Ghana yet. It was just Africa, right? And so she made the decision, or after doing more research, we decided on Ghana. After doing a lot of research, a lot of YouTube, looking what was the best option. And I came here really in support of her at first because I was at a point in my life where I was just kind of like, okay, I was at dead end job to dead end job. Wasn't really, the money was cool, but I wasn't really happy with my life. I was just kind of like sitting, not really knowing what I wanted to go next. And then she was like, Africa. And I was like, oh, shoot. Okay. So then I decided to come here and support with her. And, I just consistently kept finding myself in situations where I would get back home and I'd sit back and be like, man, how did I end up in this situation? Just the fruit of abundance is so much here that it's like you just all of a sudden things just be happening. Like even as recent as today, something happened where it's just like unexpected people, you just find them and you just become friends. Like that's the type of welcoming arms that Ghana has, and I really fell in love with that. So after being here for a while, had only planned on a year, and here it is 3 years later, and I'm still here. So I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then what inspired the content creation?
Okay, so I was always like doing it on and off, when I was in the US. But what came from taking it seriously really was seeing a lot of the people that I was around. I came up and I started doing video, what do you call it? Videography?
Videography.
Videography, yeah, with a friend of mine named Hayford, who you've also had on the channel.
Yeah, shout out to Web Nation.
Shout out to Web Nation Africa. Shout out to Hayford. Captain Hayford, as he is known. So, I came up with him and was doing a lot of interviews with him. And actually, how we ended up meeting was me and my mom did an interview with him. So, and then that again, like I always said, just consistently found myself in all these rooms where I was like, how did this even happen? When you get home, like just the opportunities. And so that kind of inspired me to take the content more seriously and show off Ghana. And also part of it was understanding how America pulls the veils over people's eyes when it comes to Africa a lot of the time. So I feel like I'm a catalyst of being here as somebody who can show other people in the US and all over the world as well the amazing things and tell the truth about Africa as well, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but also expose people to the abundance and, you know, the love and the amount of opportunity that's here as well.
Yes, and the beauty of Africa, because we need to have a balance. And it's not fair if somebody just puts all of the negative or just puts out all of the positive and not shows the balance, because then you're either underselling or overselling a place to viewers that may genuinely want to go over there. And then they go over there because of you and they end up being a bit messed up.
Absolutely.
Which is not fair to anybody.
Right. Whether people are visiting or
actually going to live there.
Right.
We don't want any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
So please, when you do your videos, asking respectfully, please do not oversell or undersell a country, and actually show the true country, not just like the Dirty Decembers or anything, but show what it's truly like to live in Ghana, show the beauty of it. Don't just show like the luxuries, but just show like everything that makes Ghana Ghana. People will appreciate you more for that because you're being real with them. So like, please.
She's spitting right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, what were some of the challenges that you faced as a content creator? And what led to you choosing to be a musician?
Okay, so should I answer the first or the second question
Whichever
first?
one you want to answer.
Okay, so challenges as a content creator here. Let's be real. If the whole system is different. So in Ghana, for the people in America that have never been here, if you want Wi-Fi here, it's not like you pay on the first of the month, like you pay your Wi-Fi bill, and even electricity is like this. You don't pay your bill like on the first of the month. It's not a consistent monthly thing. It's however much you want to pay, and then you pay that, and then you use it until it runs out.
Yes.
And that's the general system over here. So, you know, times that, if I could be transparent, times I didn't have the money like that. And, you know, when we're going and it's like you need the Wi-Fi and you don't really have the money for all the Wi-Fi, you paying for the night bundle, that midnight to 5 a.m. where you get 9 gigs of data for 3 CDs. That was my jam for a while. Like, you know, that was my jam. Like, you know, so you find ways to kind of finesse and finagle it, right? But I would say that is something that, you know, or if the light goes off and it's like you need to charge your phone.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you know, you're just like, oh my goodness. Like, you know, shout out literally right now, what I got right now, this power bank.
Hold up, I think I got mine right here.
Exactly. You know, very important.
Boom.
Get yourself a power bank so, you know,
please do.
You'll never be in lack again. So.
And make sure it's fully charged too, because if that one's dead, you're cooked. You're toast.
Yeah, exactly. So. And again, that's a regional thing too, so I don't want to make it seem like, oh, everywhere just the light is off all the time, like,
because this place is where lights hardly go off.
Right, exactly.
And shout out to those people; they live in the life.
Yeah, straight up. So challenges as a content creator, like definitely those little things, but of course we find a way to, you know, again, you said something earlier that I resonated with when you were like, you just take things as they come. Like that's the best way to do it, you know. And, you know, you deal with things accordingly when it comes onto you, and that's what it is. So as a musician, I would say that was in me since birth. It's just in my DNA. Music has always been in my DNA, just from my family. My mother's an amazing singer. You know, my dad also sings. My sister plays instruments. I have another sister who, also plays instruments, like music. And then even in my immediate family, we got producers, like rappers, all types of everybody.
Wow.
So, but my first introduction, I would say even my first life memory is probably in church. So that was my first introduction to music. And so, you know, hey, I'm going to just keep it real. Ain't nobody touching Black musicians, and specifically Black musicians in the church.
Thank you.
All of the best musicians come out of church. And that's just, you can feel however you want to feel about that. It's just the truth. So the Black musicians come in church. That's what I grew up on, you know, like the praise breaks, you know, and the feet stopping. We make music out of nothing. If the light goes out, then we still stomping and clapping. We still doing everything. So that's like a part of me, you know. And so that was like my first introduction into music. As I got older, honestly, my first love was basketball. So like I was playing a lot of basketball and kind of like put music not on the back burner. I've always loved music, but I really started taking it serious again around COVID time. And that's when I was like, okay, like let me really lock in and teach myself how to be a producer. And like how I was saying, around the time where I started kind of feeling like lost, like I'm just at this job, like just sitting. I don't really feel any like appreciation for life like that, you know. And really, the music helped that, and it was kind of a full circle moment. So it ended up being like that thing that I turned to when I was feeling lonely, or when I was feeling like just like nobody really understood me. It was just kind of like I used the music as kind of like a way to tap into that. So or to make me feel better, you know. So it came like full circle like that, and yeah, I don't even know where that was all going, but that's my journey as a musician.
Well, it was going into a beautiful story, so thank you for that. Have you ever like thought of telling that story through your content creation?
Yeah, so I think I do a little. I probably need to do a little bit better at that, like telling like the storytelling of like how I got to that point, because a lot of my content right now currently is, hey, this is what I'm doing right now and it's lit and like life is amazing. But I think going back a little bit more would help me. I just think that I'm also a strong believer in like what showing, how can I say this, like in the moment, like things are just coming to you in the moment, and I just want to like always show things that are in the moment, because it's like that's the purest form of identity to me. It's like the power of right now. Like we can do anything right now in this moment. We can't focus on the past, we can't focus on the future, but like right now is right now. So yeah, that's how I always think about it. But yeah.
Well, I would say just think about that, because I think people would love to learn that story. And then also one thing I've learned is like one thing my mom told me, like, hey, you living in Ghana, you can even talk about like everyday life here.
Right.
And I'm like, let me think about that. Like the fact that if the lights go off, you can talk about how you prepare for it, and like if the water is off and all of that. And people like to hear that stuff. I just learned that. So I'm like, yeah, let me just share that with everybody.
Yeah.
But it's definitely good to talk about your life. Now, have you learned anything about yourself since you've been here?
Absolutely. That I would say how adaptable that I can be, because when I go back to the US, I'm me, but I definitely move in a completely different way when I'm in the US versus when I'm here. The way that I navigate, the way that I might interact with people, the way that even certain strategic things that I'll do, like it's just different here versus when I go back to the US, or if I go anywhere else in the US, or sorry, anywhere else in the world. And I would say, yeah, because you have to be like kind of mold your obviously always be yourself, but you kind of have to mold the way that you move around in a different way based off of what country you're in. And I would say that's what I do the best.
And it's good that God has taught you that about your character, because like when people come here, they often say, oh, I learned something new about myself that was never, like, how should I say it, was never shown before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's good. Like Ghana teaches you new things about yourself.
Ghana will humble you.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
Ghana will.
And it'll build your character at the same time. So, Medasi, Ghana.
Thank you, Ghana.
Yes. Now, do you feel like you've been able to achieve things here that you have may never achieved over there?
I don't think so, but maybe it would have took longer if I was not in Ghana. And that is a kind of a funny thing to say too, because I know in Ghana things take longer a lot of the time. So I think, but the way that you go about things and the way that you navigate, it goes back to the mind and how you navigate, because even though on a subconscious level you might be like, oh, in a conscious level you might be like, oh, things are going slower, but on your subconscious level you're like, okay, you're relaxed and you feel like you don't have to be as like get it done like how you are in America. So it actually brings things to you, so you don't have to even chase things. And that happens so many times. That has happened so many times to me in Ghana. Like certain things that'll just be like, what in the world? Like you're not even searching for it, and it's just plops right in front of your lap, and you're just like,
I
what
can speak to that.
Yeah, definitely. I was just about to say, I know you can, because certain things are just like, what? So yeah.
Because even my story, me starting as a TV host, we weren't looking for that.
Right.
Yeah. It's just that God gave it to us, and I'm like, hey,
yeah.
Me, if I wasn't in Ghana, would I even ever done that? It's a good question, though. I wonder. I'm going to ask God that personally. Because I won that song. No, I mean like in prayers. And I hope he responds back.
Yeah.
In a letter or something. I'd appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good
We
that
thank
God. Yes, we thank God every day.
God.
And so like it's good that you said that you're relaxed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel like that you're closer to your purpose here in Ghana? Or is it like how your mom said, you're closer wherever you go as long as God is guiding your steps?
I would definitely agree with that. That as long as you have a connection to God and a connection to yourself as well, and you know who you are, you know who God sees you as, then you'll be able to navigate anywhere in the world. However, Ghana, we just love Ghana. But yes, as long as you have that spiritual connection, you're able to navigate anywhere in the world for sure.
Yes, definitely. Now, what are 2 fun facts about you that a few people know?
Okay. So I don't even know if I've ever talked about this. When I was 2 years old, right, I had a situation. My mom's right here. She can testify to this. I had a situation where we were at a restaurant and like I started choking on some food, right? And I had began a fever. Fever was fluctuating too fast and it actually was giving me seizures. So I go into the hospital and like my lips are blue, everything's like not looking good, I'm not like they're basically calling it like, yo, like go ahead and say your goodbyes, like he's not gonna make it, everything like that. And she had everybody pray that was around. Everybody just went into prayers immediately, and I ended up making it, and it was like crazy, like 80% chance of death, and I was not supposed to make it through that. That's but crazy. Like the fact that I'm here today is like God is real. Like
yes.
I can't say anything else except for God is real, because I was not supposed to make it through that situation, and I'm still here. So
that's nuts.
Yeah. And then what's the second thing? I don't know. Ooh. I was even thinking about this before, and I want to get like another good one. One time I did, I don't know if anybody knows the Harlem Globetrotters, but they have another team called the Harlem Wizards. And when I was 12 years old, I won a competition to play a game with them and also interview all the players.
Oh, wow.
And so I sat courtside and did like 2 nights in a row where I was like playing with all the players, and we did like an exhibition game. And this was like when I'm 11, 12 years old. That joke was crazy. Yeah, that's 2 fun facts about me,
Now I want to touch on something really quick because it caught my ear, right? You said that you play basketball.
Yes, I do. And still do. I still play. Yeah, I still play from time to time.
What position do you play?
Point guard.
All right. Yeah. We have a lot of point guards on our team. Like, I'm working to become one of them. Like, we have a lot of point guards and ball handlers. Like, I mostly do defense. So, like, we're even our offensive defense.
I like to shoot. So, like I always like, we love Kobe, we love like, just give me the ball and shoot it. Like pass, just get the rebound. Like,
exactly.
Hey, I like offense, yeah.
Layups or jump shots?
I'm always after the higher percentage shot, so I'm gonna go for layup.
Left or right?
Left or right. I'm right-handed, but I can hit you with a little left, every now and then. But no, I'm gonna go with the right.
All right. For me, I like layups a lot, and I'm mostly like, if I ever do layups, I feel like my good side is the right side.
Okay.
Because like the left side gets a little tricky for me, but I've learned how to master that. So hopefully, like I can become a shooter soon. I would love that.
Yeah, just work your way out eventually.
I'm trying to,
for sure. Yeah.
During gym, that's like I mostly just try to make shots, and I'm like, okay, let's do a 1-on-1. Let's see if I can do offense and defense. I know I'm pretty good at defense, but let me do offense. Like, let me just see how that goes.
Yeah.
So it's good that you still play basketball. And I need I'm going to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
And you can learn from this too. How do you not get fouls?
How do I
and still be a beast in the game?
Okay. You mean when you're playing defense?
Yes.
Okay, so I'd say that they used to tell us sit down on the court. You got to sit down. That means just get as low as you possibly can when you're playing and you play defense with your legs and your chest. You don't play with your hands. You don't even have to reach. Like reaching a lot of times, especially in this area, they're gonna call a foul. So some people even they tie their hands back like this. They just be slide, and then when you have defense drills, a lot of time they'll slide with your legs, like you're not even doing anything with your hands. You might have them out like this.
Yep.
But it's not like all about your hands unless you have super fast hands. Then you're able to just get away with things. But hey, sometimes it's just all about position. Actually, all the time it's about position. And if you got a good ref, if there's a good ref, they'll call the right thing, and if you're in the right position, you'll be good.
All right, God, I need to know that because I'm like, I can be a beast in the game, and then they call me for a foul.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Yeah. Absolutely not. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Just stop reaching. Hey, you know the saying, it's like you reach, I teach. So, you don't got to reach on nothing. Sometimes it's just about the position. That's all. I just said something right there. That's not just about basketball, by the way. Anyways.
Hey, Ask you for that. And thank you so much for this interview. Like, I had fun. I really appreciate it. That was fun.
Yeah.
And, it's like what you said about how God is real. That was crazy. Like, I hit a note there. And that shows that prayer goes a long way. So shout out to your mom for even thinking quick on the spot like that, because, man, that's nuts.
It's real.
That lets you know that prayer is everything.
Yeah.
And prayer can be, at times, the very thing that saves you from, God forbid, the worst. So, guys, please always remember to pray. So, thank you for sharing that with me. That was...
Yeah, of course.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for this interview. Mudasi, much appreciated. You guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I hope you collected gems from not only this interview, but from Miss Leacher's interview. Shout out to Yayas for even hosting us here. And remember, Ghana, you are beautiful, you are loved, you are talented, and all it takes for you to achieve your dreams and everything you want to achieve is God, your passion, and the right person. You are watching Telling Our Stories. Until next time on Summertime.
Peace, y'all. Thanks.
Yo, that was fire.
That was good.
And it's a wrap.
I make the whole place fall back.